If this happens at 12:01, you will now have plastic guns undetectable on airplanes. Forget about the talk of hardening schools. They'll be able to go into schools.
At midnight tonight, plans will be available online to use a 3D printer to manufacture a gun made of plastic, barring any court action.
Critics say these guns are untraceable, undetectable, and unstoppable. CBS 4's Ted Scouten is live in Parkland with more. Ted.
Rudy and Rick, today here in South Florida, we were not able to find very much support for this type of gun, at least in our area, not from gun rights advocates and certainly not from parents here in Parkland.
They called it the Liberator.
It's a plastic gun that can be manufactured by downloading the blueprints to a 3D printer. This particular gun can only fire one shot.
It only needs to be lethal once. I mean, that's the idea, right?
Cody Wilson and his company Defense Distributed got the go-ahead to release the gun blueprints online after settling a case with the federal government.
This will be the biggest rollback to the public safety in this country in our lifetime.
Fred Guttenberg's daughter Jamie is one of the 17 people murdered at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. He says this takes common sense gun safety and ties it up in knots.
If you can't pass a background check and you want a weapon, you'll be able to get one now. If you're at risk of the red flag laws that we pass and you want a weapon, you'll be able to get one, and nobody will know it now.
Despite the government allowing the blueprints release, the president weighed in too on Twitter saying, "I'm looking into 3D plastic guns being sold to the public. Already spoke to NRA, doesn't seem to make much sense." Even many gun rights advocates are against it.
Being a police officer, the gun should not be sold because, number one, not traceable. Two, the bullets that go out, will leave no rifling on the bullet. So you can't match the gun up to the bullet, a week from now.
Walter Philbrick is a reserve police officer and former gun store owner. He sees problems with the gun.
I could be a terrorist. I could rob a bank and shoot somebody and just throw the gun down. The thing about the traceable is when you buy a gun legally, they could trace the firearm from manufacturer to the gun dealer to you.
And there's been a huge push in D.C. by Democrats to try to stop this. That includes Congressman Ted Deutsch as well as Senator Bill Nelson. On the floor of the Senate, Nelson's bill, his efforts to try and stop this was blocked by Republicans. So if nothing stops this, then it will go into effect and go online at 12 o'clock. Live in Parkland, Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.